The window latch. Securely locked.
Ah, ist doch nicht so kaputt. Ich dachte fast, dass da vielleicht eins kaputt ist oder so. Okay, wieder weg. Heizung.
I would imagine that keeping a consistent temperature in here is important for the flowers.
When do you suppose this contraption was last serviced?
Hard to say. Definitely not recently, if the dust buildup is any indication. A pastoral landscape. Definitely nowhere near here.
I've never much understood art, but it would be nice to see a place like that in person.
Dann fahr doch mal in Urlaub dorthin. Porträt.
A rather distinguished looking gentleman.
Reminds me of Captain Snelling, if he ever smiled.
Nochmal ein
A
Porträt.
young lady. Perhaps a relation of Mrs. Hanbrook?
I can see the resemblance. Sort of.
Oder vielleicht sie in jungen Jahren.
Seems to be the broken pot storage area.
Why not just throw them away, I wonder?
It's likely they're going to be repaired. I noticed some faint cracks in some of the pots downstairs.
Na, irgendwo muss man sparen.
I've seen this type of device before. It's a special container for growing plants. Specific temperature and water conditions can be adjusted. Seems to be empty right now, though. And judging by the dust, it hasn't been used in a long time, if ever.
It seems Mrs. Hanbrook isn't too fond of steam tech, or just doesn't understand it.
Unmarked. But if the smell is anything to go by, this is where the flowers are stored when delivered.
I'll keep my distance then.
Ja, es ist echt besser, wenn du da ein bisschen... Wobei, wenn du allergisch bist, dann ist wurscht, wo du stehst.
I don't think
Eigentlich,
this
oder?
window would serve as a viable means of entry.
It's a nice view, though. You can hardly see the vomit and manure piles on the street from up here.
Das ist echt witzig, muss ich schon sagen. So, ich glaube, hier haben wir jetzt eigentlich alles gesehen, oder? Regal, Regal. Hier hinter können wir nicht gehen.
Bill?
What's going on, Miles?
I've heard of honor among thieves, but have you ever known a thief to pay for stolen goods?
Perhaps conducting normal business is just too boring for him. Do you think he might be doing it for the thrill?
There could be any number of reasons. The best way to find out is to catch the culprit and ask him ourselves.
Miss
What's your
Handbook.
impression of dear old Mrs. Hanbrook?
I like her. Good old-fashioned, tough-as-nails chumley woman. Reminds me of my mother.
Your mother was never quite so stubborn. Why do you suppose she's so reluctant to accept our help?
It's a chum thing, Miles. You wouldn't understand.
Let's get back to it.
All right.
Das machen wir. Okay, hier sind wir jetzt ready und durch.
I'll let you know if I have any more questions, Mrs. Hanbrook.
Ah, yes, I'm sure you will.
Bis dann, Smokey. Okay, dann gehen wir auch mal raus. Wartet ihr jetzt aber noch, ich hoffe doch. So, wir müssen jetzt noch auf Trevor Hastings warten, um mit ihm zu sprechen. Und wann kommt der? Trevor. Wann kommen Sie?
This is quite the selection. Come over here and take a whiff, Bill.
Sure, if you don't mind me getting snot all over your coat.
Oh, no, not the Myers case all over again. On second thought, you can just stay over there. Mostly a bunch of fertilizer and growth tonics.
Growth tonics, eh?
Plant growth tonics, Bill.
Of course. I knew that.
I'll let you know if I have any more questions, Mrs. Hanbrook.
Ah, yes, I'm sure you will. Yes, I'm right here. There's really no need to ring that bell when I'm standing here. It was funny the first time, Detective, but now it's starting to wear thin. Detective, please.
Irgendwann haut's mir nur eine runter.
We've talked enough for now, Miles. Let me know when you've discovered something new.
Ich habe aber nichts Neues entdeckt. Hey Patrick, grüß dich.
Plants hanging on hooks. A nice space-saving method.
I'd probably bang my head against them constantly if I had them in my apartment.
Gehen wir nochmal hoch. Aber was ist hier noch? Was können wir hier noch sehen?
Interesting.
Spalt.
There's a gap between the window and the frame here. No wonder it's so drafty in this room. I wonder.
What are you thinking, Fordham?
That it's time for an experiment. I'm going to need a tool, however. Something long and thin should do the trick.
Shouldn't be too hard to find something like that around here.
Aufgabe notiert. Ah, ja klar, du kannst von außen das dann aufmachen und dann ja. Ach, klar. Okay, wir brauchen, wir fragen mal die nette Dame. Vielleicht hat die ja irgendwas für uns. Für mich etwas krank, aber wird schon... Oh. Hotspots und Icons ändern sich, wenn neue... Okay. Ja, ich wünsche dir auch gute
I have
Besserung.
a few more questions for you, Mrs. Hambrook.
Very well, Detective. If it will help you conclude your investigation faster.
Mrs. Hambrook, were you aware that there's a gap in the frame of the small upstairs window?
Is there? I only go up there to check that the window is locked. I've never noticed a gap. Are you suggesting that's how the burglar is entering the store?
It's a distinct possibility, but I have yet to figure out exactly how.
Well, I trust you'll come to a satisfactory conclusion, Detective.
I think that's all the information I need for now.
All right, Detective.
Aber ich brauche so was lange Schmales.
Got a minute, Bill?
For you, Miles, I've got 5.
The gap in the window upstairs is intriguing.
Do you think it might be the point of entry?
Indeed. I just need to find something long and thin to confirm my theory.
I think you were born with something like that, Miles.
You're disgusting, Bill.
I know. That's why I always do the dirty work.
Let's get back to it.
All right.
Aha! This hook is exactly what I need. Mrs. Hanbrook, may I borrow this hook for a few minutes? It's crucial to our investigation.
Is that so?
Yes, I promise I'll put it back as soon as I'm done.
Please do, Detective.
So. Hervorragend. Können wir da irgendwie dann... Wir müssen ja eigentlich... Experiment mit Fenstern im ersten Stock durchführen. Aber eigentlich müssen wir ja von außen kommen. Aber vielleicht können wir von innen raus und dann zumachen und so. Und so weiter und so fort. So, hier.
Good. Bill, it's time for our experiment.
And what is this experiment going to be exactly?
Simple. I'm going to see if this hook can get me inside the shop.
Easy natürlich.
Rather dark out here.
Watch your step, then. This experiment of yours isn't worth a broken neck.
I'll be fine. Now then, could you please close and lock the window, Bill?
Aha! Zack.
Well, I'd say this is fairly incontrovertible proof that the building can easily be broken into without arousing suspicion.
Where'd you learn how to do that, anyway?
You taught me, remember?
Nah. Are you sure it was me?
Positive. We were a few pints in at the Angel about 5 years ago, and you decided I should learn how to pick locks.
What else have I taught you how to do while drunk?
That would be telling.
Hinweis gefunden. auf Trevor Hastings warten. Ergebnisse des Experiments. Mein Experiment mit dem Haken beweist, dass es möglich ist, das Fenster von außen mit einem hackenähnlichen Werkzeug zu öffnen. Das ist sehr wahrscheinlich der Weg, auf dem der Dieb in den Laden gekommen ist. Ja, wieder ein neues. Patrick. Wieder ein neues. Point-Klick. Das andere sind wir ja fertig, ne? Gothic, grüß die. Oh, jetzt hast du Green Hell verpasst vorher. So. Da ist er ja.
Trevor.
Evening, Cecilia. I've got the order ready to bring in.
Trevor, these are Detectives Fordham and GER. They say there's been a report about the burglaries, and they're here investigating.
I only did it because I think it's been going on too long. As much as you want to, we can't handle this ourselves.
We can discuss the matter later. In the meantime, the detective would like a word with you.
I'll be needing to bring in the flowers first, if that's all right. Otherwise, some hooligan's likely to run off with them.
My partner will keep an eye on your flowers. Bill, would you mind?
Ah, the glamour of police work.
Bye-bye.
Now, Mr. Hastings, if I could ask you a few questions?
Go on, then.
Ach cool, nee, das kenne ich nicht. Muss ich mir gleich mal aufschreiben. Bisschen wie Grimtales, nur besser. Okay, okay. Ja, da bin ich gespannt. Nee, Patrick, den ersten haben wir eben weg und das haben wir durch. Das andere Point-and-Click. Und das kam jetzt am 13. raus und ich fand es eigentlich ganz interessant, hat nett ausgeschaut und dann habe ich geschaut, dass ich es bekomme und dann, genau, jetzt haben wir es. Und da habe ich gedacht, müssen wir gleich anfangen.
What can you tell me about the recent burglaries?
I wish Cecilia had contacted you lot sooner. She's a damn fine woman. But sometimes I think she'd rather jump in a rose bush than ask for help. Had to take matters into my own hands. This needs taken care of, and we can't do it on our own, as much as Cecilia would like to. Anyhow, alls I know is someone's been making off with some flowers and leaving money behind. No idea who it could be, how they're getting in, or why they even bother paying. In my day, if you robbed a place, you did it the right way. It's a sad state of affairs when even burglars don't do their jobs correctly.
Do you have much experience with burglary, Mr. Hastings?
Now, I never said that, Detective.
Have you noticed anyone or anything suspicious around here recently?
Nothing but the usual roughnecks, ragamuffins, and drunkards. Like I said, it's a real mystery.
Das ist wirklich ein gutes Spiel, kenne ich auch. Okay. Gibt 3 Teile davon, sogar ganz günstigen 10er. Okay. So,
Could you
Lieferung.
walk me through the process of your deliveries?
Of course, there's no great science to it. On Monday, Wednesday, and Friday afternoons, Cecilia gives me her list of flowers to pick up from the wholesalers. I head over to Gascone around sunset when they get their shipment, and I give them her order. They load up the crate, I pay for it, and then I lug it back here.
How long does that take?
Between moving the crate and getting it across the river on the ferry, a couple of hours. Usually the store's closed by then, so I use my key to get in and leave the crate inside for Cecilia to open in the morning. That's all there is to it. Told you it wasn't very complicated.
Do you ever leave the crate unattended during that time?
No, sir. Never more than a minute. I may be old, but I got good eyes. I'd see if there were anything amiss. Besides that, I check to make sure the crate is still sealed when I drop it off. I'm not about to let Cecilia down by being careless.
Über ihn selbst.
How long have you been working for Mrs. Hanbrook?
Been about 10 years now, I reckon. I used to help with deliveries now and then when it was her and David, her husband. But after he passed, she offered to make me her assistant. Unfortunate way to get it, but I needed the work. Used to be I had a job at one of the airship yards, but they let me go after I was injured by one of those newfangled steam machines. So the offer came at a good time. Besides that, Cecilia needed looking after, even though she'd never admit it. If I'm being honest, we're both getting a bit long in the tooth. Not sure how much longer we'll be keeping this up, but as long as I'm upright and breathing, I'll be bringing these crates along, even if it is murder on my back.
I admire your work ethic.
I've got a job to do. Not enough people these days seem to respect that.
Thanks for your time, Mr. Hastings. I'll let you get back to work.
Appreciate it, Detective.
Hej,
If you don't mind,
berätta.
Detective, I still need to check the crate before I bring it in.
Of course. Thank you again for your help.
Learn anything?
Possibly. I may have an idea.
Ah, you're being cryptic. That's always a good sign. But if you've got a plan, let's talk about it.
Let's talk about beep, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Ich bin ein einfacher Mensch. Ich sehe eine Peachy. Ich bin glücklich. Oh, wie schön. Grüß euch, ihr geilen Schnuffelhausen. Grüß die. Na, ist gut?
Lost in thought
Brezzolino,
again, eh,
Brezzolino. So, ich glaube erstmal mit Mises.
I'll let you know if I have any more questions, Mrs. Hambrook.
Ah, yes, I'm sure you will.
Got a minute, Bill?
For you, Miles, I've got 5.
Trevor.
Any thoughts on Mrs. Hambrook's assistant, Trevor?
Yes, I feel sorry for him.
Why? He seems to enjoy his work.
Nah, it's not that. He's obviously smitten with Mrs. Hambrook, but she won't give him the time of day.
What? You only saw him for a few moments. How in the ether did you get that impression?
The way he looked at her, the way he spoke when he confessed to contacting the police. Shall I go on?
No, that's fine. I see what you mean.
Really, Miles? You'd be surprised what you can learn from people if you just look at them.
Why bother doing that when I've got you to do it for me?
So sieht's aus nämlich, ne?
Right. Based on what we've been told in our experiment, I can only conclude that our burglar is using the upstairs window to get into the shop.
So, what do you propose we do about it?
It's happened repeatedly over the past 3 weeks, on one of the delivery nights. Since it has yet to occur this week, and today is Friday, logic dictates it should be tonight.
So we settle in and wait to see if the burglar returns? Catch him in the act?
Exactly. It's our best chance of solving this before the trail goes cold.
And I was really looking forward to getting that drink at the Angel tonight, too.
I know, but it's as you said yourself, there'll be plenty of other opportunities. Besides, forbearance is good for the soul.
Spoken like someone who truly has no idea how to have any fun.
I'm sure I'll get the hang of it one of these days, especially with your expert tutelage.
Okay, let's go have a chat with Mrs. Hambrook. I'm sure she'll be delighted to know we're spending the night.